Hey everyone, it's DiabeticDanica, and I noticed based on my last video on the Dexcom G4 that you guys have a lot of questions about the Dexcom, and so I thought I would do another video answering those questions. So if you missed the other video, you can click anywhere on the screen to see that one first, and then this should hopefully answer any questions that weren't answered in that video. Now, surprisingly, the number one question that I got after that video was, what did you name your Dexcom? Literally, like the first 5 comments, I think, were all that question, and I was like, am I just known now as the person who names inanimate objects? Because it never even occurred to me for me to tell you its name. I don't know why. So its name is... You're gonna have to wait till the end. Sorry. That's how I get you. Number 2. Is the CGM compatible with Medtronic pumps? Or basically this question goes for any pump. Yes, this is completely separate from my insulin pump. It is not affiliated really with this at all. They're completely separate. So yeah, you can use it with any pump or anything you want. Number 3, does it work better with a pump? Now, I don't actually know. I mean, define better, right? I feel like it would, just because it shows graphs, right, of your blood sugar. And so with multiple daily injections, you can't really change so much, like how much insulin you get every hour. Whereas with a pump, you can be like, oh, between these 2 times, I went high. Maybe on my pump now, I'll change my insulin from those 2 times to be a little bit higher. But yeah, so I feel like it would be better for pumps. But I mean, if you're on shots, I feel like it would still help for seeing, you know, how long your boluses are lasting, or just stuff like that, like if your insulin to carb ratios are correct. But yeah, I would prefer it with a pump, either way. And that was actually number 4. Can you use it with multiple daily injections? I believe you can. I don't see why you couldn't, but I feel like it wouldn't be as helpful unless you had a pump. But I could be wrong. Number 5 was, do you still prefer the Animas Vibe? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Just because I got the Dexcom, that does not mean that I don't want the Vibe anymore. Honestly, I had been waiting for the Vibe. If you don't know, the Animas Vibe combines basically the Animas pump and the Dexcom into one device, and then you just have your insulin pump set and your sensor. So I still really, really want that. The reason I got this in the meantime is because I got really, really impatient. I was planning on waiting until the Vibe came out, but then it was taking so long to come out in the US, and so I just gave in and got this, and I really, really like it, but I would much rather have one device, obviously. Which leads into number 6, is it annoying having so many devices? I carry with me my pump, my Dexcom, my phone, my iPod, my checker, any other devices. Those are the main ones, so yes, it is annoying. Like I said before, I would much rather have my CGM and my pump as one device. Unfortunately, that is not possible with the Animas pump yet, but you get used to it. Like, it's not the end of the world or anything, but it would be more convenient to have less devices. But I mean, I'm a girl, I carry a purse. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, so it's not too bad. Number 7, for working out, does it have a clip? Now, the cool thing about the CGM is that you don't actually have to wear it. I would say 90% of the time I don't wear it because it has a range of up to 20 feet for the sensor. This means that this thing can be 20 feet away and still get a signal. So most of the time it will be in my backpack, in my purse, just on the bed next to me, on the table next to me, anything like that. If I'm gonna go walk around and I want it with me, I'll just put it in my back pocket, but I really haven't really worn it a lot. For working out, I mean, if you're on a treadmill, you can just set it on the treadmill. If you're actually like doing things, depends, I guess, what you're doing. Like, I played basketball with it and I just put it on the sidelines in my bag. If you're like gonna go run a couple miles, I would just put it in your pocket. I don't think it has a clip, to answer your question in a short way, but you don't have to have it actually on you, so yeah. And you can always just find random bags that work for you and like clip it onto your belt loop or something. That answer was way too long for that question. Number 8, how often do you change the sensor? I'm surprised I didn't say this in the other video because it's a pretty like staple fact that you should know. You change it every 7 days, which is a week, so it's easy to remember, like every Monday you change it or whatever. But a lot of people have gotten it to last much longer with great accuracy. I think the longest I heard was like 30 or 40 days, which is a long time. I actually did have it on for 2 weeks once because I was waiting for my other sensors to come in, and it was accurate the whole 2 weeks. So I don't know. For now, I'm still doing just a week because I don't want to get infected or anything, but I've heard it lasts a lot longer, and it does. Number 9, does it hurt when you put it in? Sometimes. It's a lot like the pump, actually. Like, I don't know. I have those sets where it hurts really bad and it's really annoying, and I have those other times where I don't even feel it. So it's kind of been like that. Like the first time I did it, I literally like barely even felt it go in. Second time, it hurt really bad. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was less than a pump set, but I definitely felt it. I think it's just based on the spot you pick and how good you do at like pinching it up and all of that. But for the majority, it hasn't been bad at all. And the pain doesn't last very long either. Like if it is kind of a bad spot to put it in and it does hurt when it goes in, it really only hurts as the needle goes in, and then once the needle's out, it's fine. Number 10, how often do you check your blood sugar now compared to before? I said this before, but the Dexcom is not a replacement for checking your blood sugar by any means. You're still supposed to check the same amount of times. I would say at times I might check more actually because I'm more aware of what my blood sugar is doing. And so, like for instance, in the middle of the night, if I might not have woken up to like a 250 number, but this will tell me I'm 250, and then I'll check and correct and all that, and I wouldn't have really done that before because I would have been asleep. So yeah, I would say I actually check the same amount, if not more, but the only way I check less with this is for trends. Like before I had this, sometimes I would check and then it'd be like, well, I kind of feel like I'm dropping, and so then in like 10 minutes I'd check again, and I don't have to do that with this because it has trends for me. Number 11, how much does it cost? Now, the starter kit itself, which comes with the receiver, the transmitter, all your startup stuff, costs $1,200 before insurance. And then a pack of sensors, which comes with 4, so it lasts you a whole month, is $350. And this may sound like a lot, but if you think about it, my pump cost like, what was it, $8,000 or something like that before insurance. So it is, I mean, it's pretty affordable. It's not by any means cheap. But if you have insurance, it could definitely help. Which leads right into number 12. Is it covered by insurance? Yes. For a while, it was not covered by insurance. I'm not sure how recently it became covered, but it is covered. I only paid, let's see, for my starter kit, I paid $400 from the original $1,200. And then I also got a rebate for having an Animus pump, which is for limited time. I'm not sure how long they're going to do that. But yeah, so I only ended up paying $200. And then every month for my sensors, I only paid $20 from the $350. So a pretty good deal with my insurance. Also, someone asked if it was hard to get it covered by insurance. I mean, it took a while. It wasn't necessarily hard. I had to record all my blood sugars. I think it was like in the past 3 months or something really long. It took a while, but I gave them all my blood sugar information and answered some questions and all that. It took kind of a long time, but not as long as the pump. If you don't live in the US and you have like some sort of universal healthcare where you get all your healthcare stuff kind of for free, I don't think that they give out CGMs. I did see one person comment, I think they're from Australia, and if you're pregnant, I guess you get a CGM for free. So maybe, I mean, if you really want one, just kidding, please do not have a baby to get a CGM, but I'm pretty sure they would take it away from you anyway after you had the baby. Anyway, my point is, no, I don't think you do get a CGM if you have that sort of universal health care because they don't view it as like a necessity, so they don't just give it out to people. Sorry. But you should probably check to make sure for where you live. Number 13, someone asked, could a 7-year-old handle it? And someone else asked, could like a 3-year-old handle it? On the Dexcom website, it says that it's only for people aged 18 and over. I don't know if that's still true though. I think I saw something recently online that said that it was recently approved for minors, younger kids, but I'm not 100% on that. If anybody knows, please comment below and I will put an annotation if someone says any new information about this. But it may have been recently approved for younger kids, I'm not sure. Someone else did comment and say that their 7-year-old uses it, so I mean, maybe it is approved for them. I don't know. But, so yeah, but my personal opinion, if kids would be good for it, I think, yeah, I mean, as long as they're not going to rip it off or something, which kids have pumps all the time and they don't rip it off on purpose, I don't think, or probably not often. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why a kid wouldn't be able to use it as long as it's legal and approved and all that. Number 14, do you use extra adhesives on your sensors? I don't initially. I don't like put any type of padding down before I put it on, but eventually sometimes the sticky stuff does start to come up, and I will just put some, what's that called? Medical tape on like the outside of it. I actually have that right now. You can't really see it though. But yeah, I just put medical tape around it and that's good. Number 15, if I live somewhere besides the US, can I convert it to millimoles per liter instead of milligrams per deciliter? Or do I have to learn a whole new system of numbers? Yes, I have seen pictures of people in the UK with their Dexcoms and it says millimoles per liter instead of milligrams per deciliter, so you're set. They make both kinds. And the last question, should I get one? I mean, personally, yes, I think you should get one. But you probably already knew that, right? I mean, it's pretty much amazing. And drum roll, please. The moment you've all been waiting for. So, I named my Dexcom such a creative name. I don't know how I thought of it. Seriously though, I was like trying to think of a name for it and I was like, I want to be like creative and think of something cool. And I just could not get past the name Dex, which is such an obvious name and not unique at all, but I just like calling it Dex, so I did name it Dex. So hopefully all your wondering minds are put to rest knowing that I named this Dexcom G4 Dex. Alright, that is all the questions. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Oh my goodness, I have so many ways you can find me. That's so crazy. And I hope you guys have a great day. Diabetes unite! Also, real quick, I have a shout out over here for Brenna Stevenson. Shout out to you. Bye.